Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark. If you're not new, thanks so much for coming back. It really means a lot to me. So Thanksgiving week, which was last week, I went to a couple Goodwills and I knew I wasn't gonna have much time on Black Friday because I was gonna be spending it with family. So I did go the day before Thanksgiving to a store at one of the LA stores, and I usually have really good luck, and I hadn't been there in about a month, so I figured they might have some good stuff. Even though it wasn't going to be a great sale, they do have 50% off the color of the week every week, and I also go with my strategy at regular thrift stores of kind of aiming for that 35 plus. That way, if I'm paying full price at a regular thrift store, it usually can mean that I'll still make a decent profit on items. There are a few slips occasionally, and I think you'll see that. There were a few items that didn't meet that 35 threshold, but the majority of these did, and I was really happy that I went. So in the description, you can see that I spent $300 Thanksgiving week at Goodwill's. So I went to two stores. Most of these items, 44 of these items were the day before Thanksgiving, and the majority of them were not 50% off the color of the week. And then about 5 items were the day after Thanksgiving, and it was 50% off that specific Goodwill of everything. And it was really picked over by the time I got there. I was there for the last 2 hours, so I didn't find much, but I found a few good items. So in total, I spent $291.27 between the two stores, and I got a total of 49 items. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you everything with the price that I'm listing or have listed it. And also haul videos for me when I was new a few months ago and still are helpful to just see brands. However, one of the things I've learned, and the reason I'm adding the price that I'm going to list them at, is that someone might be really excited about a brand, and many people might be talking about it, and then you see it in a thrift store and you pay the full price because you're so excited you found it, and then you go home to run comps and you realize that it doesn't have really that great of a return. It might be a cute item, but it doesn't have a high resale value. So one of the things that's helpful for me is to get the brands and see the labels and whatnot, but also know what people are listing them for. And listing price usually accounts for a little bit of grace as far as room for offers to likers, possibly even bringing down the price a little bit or accepting offers that come in. So when I go through the pricing structure, just please note that these are not the prices I'm necessarily expecting to get. I'm expecting to get somewhere, hopefully within 20 to 30% of the listing price. So the first item is actually something I'm wearing, and I'm not going to list. I don't normally wear stuff or take stuff that I thrift, but this had a hole. It's a Free People cardigan, kind of a long cardigan. It's a really pretty blue color, and I'm not sure if the light's going to pick it up, but it's got some snaps on the front. It's actually a size small, but they run oversized. And when I was going to take photos of it last night, it had a hole that was a good 1.5 inches. Right under the neck. And even though there's some fabric that kind of folds over, I knew that it would bring down the price. And so even though I was probably going to list it for about $40 to $45, since it's a great color, a great length, a great style, and Free People, bringing down the price, I might as well just keep it for myself. Since I don't really have any cardigans this color. So I don't normally keep things, but if they're damaged and I can still wear them, especially with my hair covering, then it's kind of a perk for me. So this first one is a Lafayette 148. This is a gray, here's the label. This is a gray button-down jacket. And I actually haven't listed this. I think I've listed almost everything, except I'm sending some stuff to the RealReal, and this is a brand they accept. So I might go ahead and just send this their way instead of going through the listing process. If I do list this, however, in my Poshmark Closet, I'll probably list it for $75. This next one was my favorite find of the day and a new brand for me. So this is a men's. I've been trying to look a little bit more in the men's section, but this is a really fuzzy, it's kind of a gray, dark gray, greenish color. And it's a hooded zip up, kind of fuzzy jacket. So the label looked out, it was very soft. So obviously when I felt it, I just didn't want to leave it. But the label said triple aught design, made in California, and it's got the polar technology. So it's got lots of zippers on the front and on the arms. It's in great condition. The sleeves, the back of the sleeves have kind of a different fabric. So when I looked this up, this is actually a great brand, outdoor brand, and I'm planning on listing this for about $200. There have been a couple that have sold of this fuzzy style, and I don't think I saw anything on their website of this exact style. So I'm hoping that that actually pays for the majority of this trip. This next one is a All Saints dress. It's called the Nico dress, and it's kind of just a mini black kind of draped. The draping won't really pick up, but it's got this really pretty braided black part up here, and then this rope detail on the front of the straps and then on the center of the back. So this is the label. This is a size 10, which is a great size. And although it kind of looks casual, like if you were going on vacation, this would be a great little night dress because it's kind of soft and casual. I'm planning on, or I think I've listed this at $75. This is a St. John piece. This thrift store is actually where I found my first St. John jacket, kind of knit jacket, and that sold within a couple days for, I want to say $150. So I was excited to find another St. John piece. This is a beautiful kind of mock neck knit tank, and it doesn't have a material tag in it, but it is a size small. It's got a little bit of sparkle, and I just thought the design was beautiful. So I went ahead and listed this for $35. Some St. John pieces, especially those button-down knit jackets, can go for quite a bit of money, but not all St. John is created equal. So I've had a St. John sport jacket in my closet for quite some time with almost no interest. I've had a couple St. John knit tanks that have been listed for quite some time with no interest. I think those were before I had lighting though, so I should probably try to reshoot those. So that's a brand that when people get really excited about, it's not all of them are going to sell for hundreds of dollars, but some of them might. So I still think it's a very expensive brand and usually beautiful pieces. This is a Cloth and Stone. It's my first time finding this brand, and I believe this is sold at Anthropologie and a few other places. But this is, I think they're kind of known for more of the chambray kind of style tops. So this is a nice button down. And I think I listed that for, I'm not sure. I want to say 40 or 45, 40, I think. So this next one is I found 3 Eileen Fisher pieces. And this is a kind of pretty simple, but pretty gray 3/4 length sleeve dress. It's kind of just a cotton dress. And I am listing this for $50. This is a navy silk. It's kind of a midi length dress. And there's the other tag. Good size medium. So I'm listing that for $60. And then this is a Eileen Fisher. This is a linen kind of lightweight jacket. It's got some buttons in the front and just has some good structure to it, but still lightweight. And I'm listing that for $50. These are a pair of Miss Me shorts. I live in a pretty rural area, so some of the nearby cities have some donations of people that definitely are more rural, and so I have found this brand a couple of times. These are really cute shorts. They've got all the detail on the back, and then they've got some cute embroidery on the side. It's a good size. I want to say it was a 29, and this is the signature short, so just kind of short shorts. So I'm listing those for $50. I can't find any identical to that listed. I would probably list it a little bit lower since it's not really the season, but I figure I'd start there and I could always bring it down. This sweater I really liked, and I have a few items by this designer in my closet. This is Nanette Lepore. This is her L'Amour label. So I'm not sure if that's a lower end label of her, but I just thought this was really cute. It's got the rose. It's just a really soft kind of sweater. It's an XL, which is a great size. And I did find a few of these listed, but none in the XL. So I'm going to go ahead and list that for $40. This is a great sweater, and I made a mistake on this one. When I was going to steam everything and list everything, it was new with tags, and I cut out the new tag. So this is a men's sweater. It's a wool sweater, great colors, and so it's no longer new with tags. So I was probably just going through cutting off all the Goodwill tags and really bummed that I cut that out. So I think I listed this for $50 because I thought it was going to be new with tags, but I think I'm probably going to bring down the price because it's no longer new with tags, which is definitely a bummer. This is a really nice 50% wool, 50% cashmere, and it's the Joie brand. So it's got the 4 buttons on the front, and here is the label. I have seen a variety of labels by this brand. I think I have another piece by this brand. I think this might be an older label, but it's got the cable knit design on the back, and it's just very soft. It's kind of the perfect blend of wool and cashmere. So I am listing that for $50. This is a really pretty silk theory top, button down top. And yeah, it's navy and white, great condition. And I've gone ahead and listed that for $45. This is a Vince kind of oatmeal color sweater. So it's a size small, but it's a little bit longer, which is right up my alley. So if it were my size, I'd be tempted. But yeah, I don't pick up this brand, or I don't find this brand all that often. And I think I have a couple pieces and they haven't really had much activity. So I'm not sure if this is one of those things that it's becoming an oversaturation in the market. I'm not sure, but the retail of these do quite well, and maybe the sweater will do better. I don't remember the other items that I have. So this is a brand I have actually found at this same Goodwill, and it's Rebecca Taylor. And this is another high-end brand. This is a really pretty blue with a dark gray on the back. And what I really liked about this, it's very lightweight, is you can see on the one side, there's the ability to kind of open it up with these 3 snaps. So very lightweight, nice colors. And I'm going to be listing this for $45. This is an Anthro brand, and not sure if it's going to pick up. So this is Dolan. Maybe it's upside down. But this is a really pretty black dress. It's probably not going to pick up. It's just short sleeve. But if you can see, there's some pockets in the front, and there's actually kind of 2 different fabrics. There's kind of, it's not really pleating, but it's kind of some subtle lines, vertical lines on the bottom half. And I looked it up, and it's called the Lauren black dress. So I'm going to go ahead and list this for $50. This is one of those items that would be much easier to list with a stock photo, because my camera or my lighting just kind of washes it all out. And it's got that really pretty detail with those pockets in the front, but we'll try with my lighting. So this is a really pretty blue. This is an Anthro top by the brand Florite. And it's a good size. It's a size 10. It's got these sequin details on the front and then a little bit on the back. And very simple. And it's probably not going to get too much, but I'm going to start it at $30. This one is a built-in bra athleta tank top. So what I liked about this was on the top, You can see there's just kind of a little bit of the dots with a little bit of sparkle. It's kind of open. It looks like cutouts. If it were loose on someone, then it would probably kind of hang a little bit like that. But I think empty hangers talked about the ones with the built-in bras tend to do well. So I'm going to start this at 35 because it's a great size with the XL, and it's a beautiful color. This is a brand that I really like. It was popular with some of my San Francisco friends when I lived there, and I really liked this top with the design. This is by Lorna Jane, and here's another one of the parts. I believe this is a size small, but this is her label, LJ. This is one of her labels, LJ Black. So I'm going to go ahead and list this for $30. So I found 4 of these by this brand, and I was excited, and I probably shouldn't have picked them up because I don't think they'll all sell for $35 or more, but I did pick this up at that same store about a month ago, and the item sold within 24 hours, I think for about $25. But this is a brand, Roberta Roller Rabbit, and I think it has kind of a cult following. So there's 3 that I'm going to be able to resell, one that had some damage that I'll show at the end, but this is a really pretty pink and blue. It's got these kind of seashell print, and this is actually silk, but it's kind of a rough silk. So I wasn't expecting that when I saw the material tag, just because silk is usually kind of soft and whatnot, but it's still very pretty, and I'm going to list that for $35. This is another one by the same brand, and this is a kind of blue or purplish print dress, and I'm going to go ahead and list that for $45. And this one was probably my favorite just because it had this really cute elephant. It's a tunic, so it's a little bit long, but not quite a dress. And it's just this super cute elephant, kind of mint green or teal color, and I thought it was adorable. So I'm going to go ahead and list that for $40. This next one is just one of those brands that sometimes I don't look up, and it doesn't do as well in all items as I would hope. But this is another Joie, so this is another one of the labels. And this is just a cotton, it's cute. It's a button-down cotton. It looks kind of spring-like or summer-like. So I'm only going to list this for $25 because it's not one of their higher end. It probably won't go for much. So again, why it's really important. I think one of my favorites, I think I've mentioned her in one of the other videos, Casa Chic on Instagram. She just always has great tips. And she basically said the other day that she doesn't really care for haul videos because you'll see someone with a brand and they'll show you this brand and they'll be like, yes, this is so exciting. And then you go out and you find it, and then you come home to realize that that item of that brand isn't going to get much. So it is still really important. I try to look up everything, but sometimes you're just kind of quickly going through. I think that, along with quite a few items, were just the Theory and the Joie were all kind of on the same rack. And I was just kind of rummaging through and pulling them all because I wasn't digging for much. So it was a little bit of an accident on a few of these pieces, but not too bad. This is a dress. It's kind of a pretty blue color, and it's got this kind of wrapped straps. This is Velvet by Spencer and Graham, or Graham and Spencer, pardon me. And this is a size large. The size tag is actually at the bottom, but it's just kind of a loose, kind of easy dress, cotton dress. So I'm listing that at $35. This is one of my favorite finds. I wish it were in my size, but I'm not an extra small. So this is a Maeve dress, and it's this beautiful print. And this exact dress has done quite well. So this is another brand that I don't always pick up because some of the tops, they're only going for $20, $25. This dress, fortunately, there were a few that were $40 to $50. So I'm listing this at $45, and it's an extra small. But it's just a really pretty, very pretty dress. So I was excited to find that. This was a brand that I looked up, and I don't think I really knew what I was looking for. Because again, I was in the men's section, and I just looked at their jackets, which I'm glad I did. But this is John Varvatos, And the Real actually does take this brand, but it specifies that it doesn't take the Star USA. So I'm not sure the difference. Well, that must be one of the lines. But I was excited to find this. The comps actually looked pretty good. And I don't know anything about men's jackets. So I didn't realize the size, and I'm not sure if it's going to show, is a size 16. And when I got this home, I asked my dad what size he was, because this just kind of seems small. If it's a men's jacket, usually if it's, you know, not too small, it'll fit me. And this one just didn't come close. And so I said, Dad, what size are you? And I think, I can't remember what he said, but it wasn't anywhere close to a 16. Apparently it measures the chest. I could be wrong, but 16 didn't add up. So when I did a little more research, this is actually a boy's. So I'm still going to list it for $50. It's a great classic piece, but it's not going to get the price that I was originally expecting when I first picked it up. This is a Theory, and it's not a button down, it's a zip down, which the zipper's kind of hidden down here. And so I haven't really found this brand too much, and I found it a few pieces on this trip, but it's just kind of a blue pinstripe, and I'm listing that at $30. This is a fun one, and I actually have one like it in my closet, not this print, but this is a athletic long sleeve, kind of, it's a half zipper, so it's a pullover. It's a really fun design. The other one I have is kind of a plaid, a white plaid, but this is a brand called Sans Soleil. And the other one that I have actually has the sunscreen built in. So I thought this one did as well, but it's not written on here. So I'm guessing it's just a different type. But I thought, you know, for workout, for yoga or something, especially in the season, this was just a really fun print. So I'm going to list that at $35. I haven't sold the other one, but I do know they have sold on Poshmark. So we can hope. This is a Cupcakes and Cashmere. And it's a really pretty cable knit on the front. And then it's got this kind of open line on the back. And I was really excited to find this because this was actually 50% off, which most of this stuff wasn't. So I'm listing this at $45. It is not, this is another thing, Cupcakes and Cashmere does not mean it's cashmere. I believe this is a blend, and I could be wrong. Yeah, this is acrylic, nylon, and wool blend. So it's a cute name, but it does not mean that they're cashmere. This is a brand I also found at this same Goodwill, and I think it's kind of high end, but it doesn't, I don't think it sells quickly because there are some that go for really high and some that go for kind of low, which means they probably sit for a while and people let them go for less. But this is a brown midi dress, and it's got this really pretty stitching and this kind of nice detail, flutter kind of cap sleeves that are really pretty. The label on this is really hard to show because, well, maybe it's kind of picking up. But I'm not sure how you pronounce this. Rose Nichols, maybe? Rose Nichols. But I did find a top. I think it was Blvd, maybe, was the line. And this is definitely a pricey one. But again, I don't think it moves quickly. So this is a really pretty brown dress. It doesn't have a material tag, I don't believe. So I'm going to start it at $55, and we'll see. This is actually one of my favorite brands. I actually like this better than Rails as far as their button downs. They're not all flannels. This is actually just kind of a checkered. This one has really cute short sleeves with the tie, but a black and white button down checkered shirt. The reason I like this better than Rails, I mean, Rails is a great brand, but even though this is 100% polyester, their shirts, I have quite a few of them in my closet, are just so soft. But this is Eden and Olivia, and every time I pick one up, I just can't say no because they're just so soft and they're just easy to wear. So I'm listing that at $30. I think it's sold at a variety of stores. It may have been sold at Anthro at one point, but I can't, I'm not 100% sure. This one was really cute. It's Zara, and I'm pretty picky with my Zara pieces at this point, but this is a beaded, you can see all the beading detail on this, but it's just a black shift dress. It's a size medium. It's it's got like a bone, flowers, little lips. So I'm not sure the theme on it, some hearts, but I just thought it was really cute, and I'm going to go ahead and list that at $45 just because I think it's unique and I can't find one exactly like it. This is a leaf, and this is kind of one of their more classic leaf pieces, and this is sold at Nordstrom, I believe. I'm not sure if it's exclusive, but this is a gray long sleeve dress, but you can see the ruched detail, so it's very flattering. And every time I see someone wearing this, whether in pictures or whatnot, it's just very flattering just how the ruching lays. So I'm going to list this at $40. It's kind of a consistent seller just because it's one of their kind of classic dresses. This was another one I should have looked up, and it's always a learning experience, and we're probably all going to be learning for probably ever reselling, which is what makes it fun. But this is the W118 by Walter Baker. I really liked this. It's a black dress, which it's washing me out, and it's probably not going to pick up the detail, but it's got this kind of fishnet pattern on the back and on the shoulders, and then down the sides a little bit. So it's kind of a skater style dress with an exposed zipper. I thought it was really cute, but this is I think the lower end of the Walter Baker line. And so I'm only going to be listing this at $35. It's definitely, I think some of his stuff can do really well if it's the kind of classic Walter Baker, not the W118. So this is an anthro piece, and another one that's going to be hard to photograph. I think I took photos of it last night, but this is the Leaf's Daughter. And in the other colors of this, it's got this really pretty like flower on each sleeve, which is beautiful. It's like the flower is sewn on, but it's sewn on in little pieces so that it looks like there's holes, but that's intentional. But it's just a snap button front short sleeve cardigan, and I thought it was adorable. I'm going to go ahead and list that for $35. This was a brand I had to look up, and whenever I see made in Italy, I usually am running to the phone to look it up. But this is Gio, made in Italy. This is a really pretty, I love ponchos with some skinny leggings or jeans and some boots. But this is kind of a turtleneck, black on the top, and then this really pretty houndstooth. So I did find a few of these ponchos that had sold, and it was pretty good, so I think I'm going to list that at $45. I actually found two of these, but one of them I guess this one actually doesn't have that got pulled out altogether. So this is an Athleta, I think it's called the Whatever Flare skirt, and these tend to do pretty well. Sorry, it's not a skirt, it's a skort. So it's got the shorts underneath, which is really convenient. Great travel or just workout kind of every day. I guess that's kind of why it's called the Whatever Skort, whatever you want to wear. So this is a good size. It's a size 10. I have this other one that's identical in size, but this one, when I went to go take photos of it, it's this kind of green color. The string was really long on one side, and then you can see right here, it's actually creeped up quite a bit. So I don't know if I can pull that. I don't know if it really matters. It doesn't really have any stretch. So this one, I didn't even realize until now, that was completely pulled out. So I'll go ahead and disclose that in the listing, but these seem to do pretty well. So I'm listing both of these for $35. And then at the store that I didn't have much success the day after Thanksgiving, I was getting really frustrated because I wasn't finding much. And so I went over to the ties. I feel like Eileen, she's another YouTuber. She's pretty funny. She said that occasionally, I think she listed some ties recently. She found some good ones. And I found this one just because I was frustrated with the everywhere I was looking. But it's this really pretty kind of red. It's almost got like little horseshoe kind of design on it, very subtle. But these ties tend to do pretty well. This is a 100% silk, and I think I'm listing this for $35. That was the only one I found there, but Only a few more things. These are a pair of Joe's black skinny jeans, and I'm really not having any luck with Joe's right now. You know, I look at the comps. This is called the Flawless Icon Skinny. I've had some listed. I brought down pricing. I've done offer to likers. I just don't know if it's oversaturated as far as the Joe's brand. But the only reason I picked these up was, you can see right here, it's like the tag was yanked off, but it's still kind of there. So I'm going to disclose that as new without tags because they look like they have not been worn. They're just perfect black, soft, a great skinny pant. And I want to say, yeah, size 28. So a good size. But I have a hard time with Joe's and J Brand and some of these really great pants or jeans, but they're just not selling for me. So I don't know what it is. And then the last items, I either have to do some repair, which I try not to do too often, or they're damaged and I got them under the light. And that's actually one of the reasons I like the bins so much. And I'm going tomorrow with my mom, so I'm super excited. But the bins, if you find something, you're spending $1 to $1.50 per item on average, at least I am. And if you come home and you find something damaged, it's like, well, there goes $1, $1.50. I still got some really great things. With this stuff, a lot of this stuff was $5 to $7. And actually this dress, I think some of the dresses are even more than that. So when you come home and you find some damage, if it's not repairable, or if you try to repair it and there's nothing you can do, you're out, you know, $6, $7, and that's just hard. So this is not necessarily damaged. I'm going to try and see what I can do, but this is the most beautiful red long sleeve. It's got these zipper details in the front and then some gold zipper detail on the sleeves. This is J. Crew, the black label. I want to say that J. Crew has something called a collection, and I'm not sure if this is part of the collection or if it actually has to say collection. But when it says J. Crew collection in a black label, those usually do pretty well. This one doesn't have collection, but it's just a great red dress, perfect for the holidays. But when I was going to take photos of it last night, and I did list it because I'm going to try and repair it, there were some really faint marks, and it's probably not going to pick up here. And it's dry clean only, so, but it is cotton. So I'm going to try and see if I can get it out. But it's just always a bummer. My number one tip for any reseller, the only thing I would buy if you had to invest in one thing is a set of lights and just a clean or some backdrop. Because the amount of times that I get something under the light, like this item, and I find something, it prevents you from sending off something that possibly is damaged and will upset someone and possibly create a return. My first 2 returns on Poshmark were items that had small holes that I didn't catch with natural light. So I think I've said that in a video before. I'll keep saying it just because lighting has saved me from selling things that are damaged. So this is a theory top, and it's this really pretty color, kind of mint green color, and it looks like it's in great condition. Steamed it, and then I got it under the light, and I don't think it's going to pick up, but there's some very distinct armpit stains, and so I'm glad the lights caught that and saved me from selling it. But it's just a bummer because I probably spent $6 on that. So this is another joie, and this is a silk kind of sheer, really pretty print. And when I got this under the light, I want to say there was a tear on an arm. So the stitching is kind of loose in the armpit, and I just don't feel good about selling it, even disclosing it. This is not a high, yeah, so this one as well. So just very worn, like not a hole yet, but so thin that it will be a hole in no time, and I just don't feel comfortable selling that. So I'm just gonna eat the cost. This one I was really bummed about because this is Hale Bob. I have another Hale Bob. It hasn't sold, but this is just the most beautiful print, and it's a silk sheer top. This is the label. If I were listing it, I would list it at about $35. But when I was taking photos last night, I noticed that there was this weird stitching again in the armpit. And then I noticed that someone had sewn in like they were trying to save the shirt. Now, mind you, if this were my size, I would have no problem wearing it, especially if you put a cardigan over it. So it's just the most beautiful print, but clearly this silk has gotten some damage in the armpits as well. And they tried to save it, and it wasn't savable. So this is another, this is the fourth of the Roberta Roller Rabbit, and I was excited about this one as well, just because they're all really cute prints, but this one actually had a little bit of staining. I'm not sure if it's going to pick up. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out. It looks kind of like a deep stain. I'll try, but... And then this one I just need to do some sweater shaving, and I was excited to find it just because you could feel it's really great cashmere, this label. And when I looked it up, this is kind of a high-end brand as well. I'm listing this at $50. It's got some cable knit detail in the back sides and then down the arms, which again, I'm not sure if it's going to pick up, but it's 100% cashmere. It's a zipper, zip down, zip up sweater. And so I just need to do some sweater shaving and I'll list that. So that's definitely not damaged. Just needs some work. And then this is the mystery, and these are the last two items that I have, but I could use your help. So I found this dress first, and sometimes you just take a risk. So I found this dress. It is a black, you can kind of see it has a sheer layer. It kind of has like a little bit of a balloon bottom. It looks really comfortable, and I saw this label and I said, it has to be something. But when I did a quick search in the store, I couldn't find anything. I mean, it's just got this really pretty sheer thing over it. I couldn't find anything just because the name of the brand is Label. And so when you look up Label Made in USA, it pulls up basically any brand that's made in the USA. It doesn't have a material tag, so it doesn't have an RN number. I found one by the same label, and it's just black. It doesn't have the sheer thing, but just a kind of simple, same style. And I want to say it's the same. No, this is a large, and the other one was a medium. So if you know who this is, they don't have a material tag. I just thought the label looked nice. I liked that it was made in USA. I liked the look, the simplicity of both of them. I was hoping that it would be a brand, and both of these were half off. So I think they only cost me about $3 each or $3.50 each, somewhere around there. But I probably shouldn't have gotten them because I couldn't find them in store, and I should have just known that that would be a hard one to find. But I did pick them up. I haven't listed them. I won't list them until I know what they are. But overall, I was pretty happy. The majority of this stuff, like I said, was full price. I did have a few damaged items. So if you like these haul videos and you want to see more, definitely hit the thumbs up button. If you don't like them, that's cool too. You don't have to watch. But I will probably do another haul with the Goodwill bins that I go to tomorrow, and that'll probably come out later this week. And yeah, leave me any comments if you know what that label is, or if you have any tips or tricks around any of this kind of damaged stuff. So I hope everyone's having a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.